Bring back that beat, DJ.
Yes, sir.
Now, was y'all
that's the intro Ben should have been using while recording the nice little get together.
What nice little get together?
You should have been using the intro to shoot the video when we were having a little get together at Doc's.
Oh, that's right. There you go. Yeah, the one that he didn't take. Yeah.
The photo or the video I didn't take.
He was too busy. He was too busy staying in the shallow end of my pool. Hey, you hear me, Will?
It's shallow end.
He was staying in the shallow end of the pool. Hey,
standing in the shallow end.
Not
waiting, standing.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Getting smoked in volleyball while his daughter was cheating for him.
Boy, hey,
your daddy get a point and I just spiked on his ass. Point from my daddy. No,
not this time.
Yeah, all right, acting like we playing for the pool championship. That girl is competitive.
She act like King Richard.
We review movies, documentaries, films, a completely different way, 4 different perspectives. Coming at you with another throwback today, Posse. If you haven't seen this yet, I'm sorry. It's
STBY.
It's too late in the game.
I said Posse.
Posse. Wrong. Posse. Not.
Oh man. It's gonna be a long night.
Should I start with? Should I open with my joke tonight?
Yeah.
It did.
Did I do it on the I did it on the show last week.
This Posse was pretty tight.
Was it?
And what?
Flat line.
Wow. See, when you're dealing with somebody who's not used to going where we go with, sometimes it's easier for them to take it too far too soon. You follow me? See, we only 3 minutes in, and you see, he don't know how to ease his way into it. He tried to. He need to get back in his lane before he mess up over there.
Oh man!
All right, how y'all doing?
Doc,
how you doing?
Okay, let me just say this: men cheat to stay, women cheat to leave. That's courtesy of Man Talk Mondays. If you're not watching Man Talk Mondays to whet your appetite before the forecast, you cheating yourself, right? Yeah. Men cheat to stay, women cheat to leave. And that's just one of the nuggets that they came up with. And when I say the chat room is hot and heavy, again, BS3 Network has a lineup that is killer throughout the week. Again, Monday nights, we open with Man Talk Mondays at 7, followed by us at 30. Tuesday night, Queen 3 and King at 7, followed by Marriage is Real and Jamie and Damien dropping dimes on that. Right. Wednesday, Grace is with Life Happens, followed by the Cigar Chronicles. Thursday, Elevate, and will soon be followed by a show that Ben and I are producing called Perspective, which will, it'll stay right with the with the routine of BS3 Network. So we got some strong lineups, and if you're not catching every single show, oh my God, you're kidding. You're cheating yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself.
Yeah.
And Saturdays and Sundays are not light at all. We are packed on both of those days. So we come up with it every single day. Any content that you're looking for, we can hit those hot topics, those that content.
Yeah, Courtney Harden with his The Real Deal with Courtney Harden on Saturday mornings. Our new show, The Grace Experience, just popped off this past Saturday. And of course, we got Suds Are Us with the infamous head nod that I can't get right. I think you got to have a little white in you to get that head nod right. I don't know what it is.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Wow. Yes.
And for the CJ award, Doc gets it.
Which is what? Because there's a lot to give out for CJ. Okay.
All right, so we.
I said Posse. Posse.
We back from the week off last week.
Wait
a minute. Me and Wilkes need to talk because there's some weakness in that joke. So what he trying to tell the horses that non-posse gonna get you killed every time. You hear what I'm saying? Posse gonna get you killed every time. I said posse.
Okay. Posse weed knockoff.
Hey, being what they used to say in church, it's undefeated, baby.
Every time.
It is.
Push your beat.
It's undefeated.
And that went to the second round.
Yeah.
only go to the finals.
Yeah.
Home base, baby.
Like they said about Chris Carter, they only score touchdowns. All they do is score touchdowns. Just like Buddy Ryan said about Chris Carter. Shit, he ain't that good. All they do is score touchdowns.
All they do is score touchdowns. Yes.
All right, we back
Chief
again.
Rocker
Last week
back in the building.
We did have a get together last weekend, so some of the BSB shows got together. It was fun.
It was awesome.
Relaxing.
Worship together at church.
Yes. Make sure to find, and I'll make sure to reshare this again and repost it. But Doc's kickback awards, which was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Y'all can see those. I should have pulled it up.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
But classic Doc, like always. Let's give a couple shout outs. Like you said, Chief Rock in the building. Chief Rock is back.
Chief Rocker, where you been, baby?
He's back on Mondays too with his show 9 to 12 Central. So he's back doing his sports and entertainment show. Miss Charlotte Wilson, thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Charlotte Wilson, the best voice on Built for This Network.
Oh, yes.
Followed by a distant second, according to Keisha Walker, which is H-Rap. Is he a distant second? Would you like to take this moment to say anything, H-Rap, or you want to remain silent? Because you do have that right. Okay, all right. He wants to remain silent. Maybe you need to be talking to Pastor Dodd. Maybe you need to be talking to Pastor Dodd anyway. Speaking of, he was just on there. You need some counseling with him about this? Well, I do.
Wow.
Speechless.
Lazy.
That Posse does that.
Doesn't it? I said Posse. Hey, Jay Wilkes, even the threat of Posse. Hey, Posse is like weather, right? Just the threat of it changes things, don't it?
Man, it's coming in. It's shaping everything.
I love it.
Kid, thank you for tuning in.
A long night.
Chief says, Doc, where you been? You been here?
I've been here. I took a vacation day here and there, but I've been here for the most part.
Right?
He says, I never cheat to stay nowhere.
I'm out.
Chief.
Yeah.
The one and only CJ in the building says, what's good, y'all? Wilkes, what you know about the Pusha T?
Hey, I'm just saying.
He married, and he got kids. You know plenty about that Pusha T.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All right. So tonight, Posse. We said Posse.
We said Posse. It never gets old, does it?
Never.
It's free multiple areas. 1993 had some interesting cast. Let's initial thoughts. Tone Loc, Big Daddy Kane, Mario and Melvin Van Peebles, and Stephen Baldwin, like of all people, was kind of thrown in there. Carl Winslow was in there. Had a couple scenes. I don't think that was
Tiny
needed.
Zeus Lester. Tiny Zeus Lister was in there.
Right.
And what's his name?
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane doing Billy Zane things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's underrated.
He played that similar role. Yeah.
Don't he play the same role everywhere?
Yeah.
It's like a villain.
He was in
He played that villain.
Didn't he?
Villain role.
Yeah. Didn't he play this movie with the sand and what was the name of this movie where he was?
Oh, was he the Mummy?
There you go. There you go. Wasn't he in that?
Yeah.
I thought he was the villain in the Mummy.
Yeah,
I think he was.
He was.
Yeah, Billy Zane. Not to be black women. Calm down. This is Billy Zane. Not to be confused with the Freakies. What's his name on the not him. This is a different dude.
Right. Oh man, he was in True Story.
Yeah, he was. Bad guy in that.
Yeah,
he was a bad guy in there. Got choked out
by the smallest dude on earth.
We're not talking about the Sex Chronicles by Zane. This is a different guy.
Yeah.
He got a first name. You
You
won't find him. You won't find him at the register at Kroger. Okay, that ain't this dude.
Oh man.
A-Trap. Initial thoughts.
You know what? I didn't like this at first when I first saw it years and years ago. But I appreciate it more now. I guess I was 23 years old. Well, probably 22, depending on time what year it was. I didn't really care for it, but I'm not a super Mario Van Peebles. No, Mario. I like Melvin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big time Mario fan. Yeah, he's a good director.
He was hot as fish grease back then, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was hot as fish grease back then. Yeah. But I think that's what I'll say. I agree 100%. Back then, I wasn't hot on it because I see this was released in '93. So like A-Trap, I was right at 21, going on 22. But one thing we don't do good enough here, which I want to go ahead and do today, we're a movie review spot. And have we ever read a plot of a fucking movie? Oh, we just get into it. We don't even tell them what it's supposed to be about.
It's in the description. We don't ever read it now.
Okay, well, in this particular one, like I said, it's set in Cuba, and we got a band of Buffalo Soldiers, which are all brothers, right? Led by Jesse Lee, which is one of the greatest movie names of all time, right?
Yeah.
Which is Mario Van Peebles, and he joined by a gambling white soldier. That's where Stephen Baldwin comes in, and they are sent on a suicide mission to intercept a shipment of gold from enemy troops during the Spanish-American War. When they discover that the racist white officer who sent them, Colonel Graham, played by Billy Zane, meant to betray them, they are forced to shoot their way to freedom. Upon escaping, they embark on a dangerous quest across the American frontier and took the motherfucking gold.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that's your plot. Now, like A-Trap said, it came back in '93, and back then I didn't have an appreciation for it. But as black folks get older, we have an affinity for westerns, don't we? As we get older. Yeah,
I was always a Western guy. I just didn't like this, and
I think this. I think this was one of those movies that it was kind of like, they got a group of actors, Mario Van Peebles, and I think he just moved on with it, But you look at it now, and it's like, man, it opened up with most of the things that we've talked about, and it ended with most of the things that we've mentioned,
right?
So it was kind of like,
think about this: didn't Mario do what the guys or gals tried to do or did? I'm not gonna say tried to do, but did with The Harder They Fall. He tried to bring back some attention to the black cowboy, because they were really big about stating that toward the end of the movie. I like the way they had. Was it Melvin Van Peebles that did the narration at the beginning and at the end?
No,
that was somebody else.
That was another.
Another dude, okay.
Rest in peace,
but talked about the black cowboy and stuff like that,
Right.
I thought what? Okay, that's what I thought. Melvin Van Peebles.
Melvin was in the movie, but he didn't narrate it.
Yeah, that wasn't Melvin.
No. I'm saying he was in a musical group, wasn't he?
No, Melvin. Melvin is a pioneer in Hollywood for black directors.
Did he start as they say, black?
Yeah, he the godfather of black exploitation.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came from
Because
the
they
military.
called him a composer.
He was Papa Joe.
Yeah.
Remember
But they
Papa
called
Joe?
him a
He was
composer.
Papa Joe. He was Sally Rich's father.
He died. He passed last year.
Oh, in the movie.
In the movie, not real life.
Yeah, in the movie. I'm gonna say, really?
Well, him and Sally from Chicago.
Okay. See, what street she live on here?
Hey, the funny thing about this movie, I remember going to see it with a bunch of my homeboys. One of my homeboys used to date Sally Richards, and in the love making scene, he was like, "Been there, done that."
Wow.
Wow.
I did like the beginning where it kind of broke down. 1 in 3 cowboys were black. It also talked about black people built their own towns and they built the West. Like those are. I remember watching this movie. I was a kid, so probably running in and out of the house with my parents or cousins watching it. But I don't think I fully watched it. So I like those aspects throughout the movie too, because it gave you, obviously it was fiction, but it gave you some of those historical facts that I think we don't think about a lot. We just think all the cowboys were
right,
or most of the cowboys were white. That's true.
And so H-Rap, historically, we only think about Tulsa for the most part when we think about whites destroying a profitable town, right? But as we can see, there were black towns being destroyed all over the country before Tulsa even popped off, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that is, man, it's a two-phase situation. Never been anything of this dude. I wrote his name down this time because I knew this kind of thing would come up. And what we never hear about are the people from our community that funded these towns. And again, I wrote the dude name down because I knew this would come up. Damn it. Because he is the reason we have a town by the name of Memphis, Tennessee. Damn it. Robert Church helped fund the movement to Tulsa. You got Peoria, Illinois. You have Wilmington, the Michael Jordan's hometown, Wilmington, North Carolina, Delaware. Delaware is heavily populated with our community, and we don't even know it to this day.
No,
so you didn't know that?
Anything about it?
No, sir.
HBCU there too.
I would have thought
one of the biggest HBCUs on the map.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'd have thought the exact opposite.
Yeah, Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware, Liberty City, right outside of Miami. And what you usually do is, historically, what you want to do is find out when they built the freeway in your town and look it up. And it is a 98% chance that's where a thriving black community was. Like my man D Grade, he'll be in here later. They call it, you listen to rap music from LA and they talk about the East Siders and the West Siders. The East Siders and the West Siders, the 405 freeway. And that used to be a thriving black community. 95 South in Miami.
Yeah.
Used to be a thriving black community. So here in Chicago, it's a community called Bronzeville. Obviously, why they called it that.
Gotcha.
And the Dan Ryan Freeway separated the black community. And that's how, instead of burning the black community down, they just put a freeway there and use eminent domain to take the land. That's why you need to go to your recorder deeds office when you buying a house and buy the land. Then that way, that's why, you ever notice in some towns, like here in Chicago again, and I've noticed it in my travels throughout the country, you have a big time stadium and it'll be a little bitty church right next to the stadium because they couldn't invoke eminent domain because those people at the church bought the land.
It's a church. Okay.
And they like, no, we ain't getting it up.
I didn't know that.
Right. Now, before we get too far from the opening, I thought the profound statement in the opening, as somebody mentioned, he talked about black cowboys there, but the profound statement was people forget their past, they forget the truth, but pictures don't lie. And they start showing pictures of these black cowboys, and he mentioned such gunslingers as Nat Love, Cherokee Bill, and others, which we know from the Harder They Fall, another Harder They Fall tie-in, which I thought was fantastic. And I would be interested to speak with the writers, producers, directors of The Harder They Fall and see how much they actually leaned on this movie in The Harder They Fall, you know. And he also compared the way early Americans did Indians to being carjacked and not giving up the car soon enough. You know, he's like, you know, he's like, we don't understand what happened to the Native American. He goes, imagine getting carjacked and you didn't give up the car soon enough, so they just pop the cap in your ass. He goes, that's the Native American experience. And I thought that was strong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. That's why I said when this movie came out, I think I was telling Ben, I think the hip hop soundtrack was bigger than what they were promoting.
So and if you got, and if you got Big Daddy Kane and Tone Loc and all them boys, you know they're going to come with something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's a hip hop masterpiece with those guys.
But you know what's funny? Like, this movie is a clear example of, because this movie was in the box office a success. That's back when we used to go to the movies.
Yeah, it was a budget of $10 million and made $18 million plus. So.
That was a big deal then.
Yeah.
In
1993, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Especially for all black, predominantly black cast and stuff like that.
You're almost making $20 million.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how Hollywood realized what was happening, because there's no way, because Melvin and Mario supposed to be bigger than Spike Lee and John Singleton. Because that's the second generation movie making. Melvin dominated the 70s, and two of the biggest movies of a 5-year period is owned by Mario, New Jack City and this.
And
then you can look at Ken and Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, because he did direct New Jack City. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So was
that his first directorial?
Yep. Just imagine Steven Spielberg's son only getting 2 movies.
Right. Because I was wondering what happened to Mario, because it seems like he didn't get as a lot of movies.
He got into video games. Thank you, Wilkes. He's a little slow to it, but I appreciate you.
Oh man! Great
emergency break of the week.
Did you see the Facebook user? I don't know who it might be.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who it was, but
they're exactly spot on, pretty much.
Central Expressway was built on the top of a black community. I think it was called Freedman's Town. I believe.
Matter of fact, this is a book that is really near that town. Okay, this is called The Accommodation. Okay, in fact, John Wiley Price had something to do with this movie. Okay, and basically, in Hamilton Park is an area to where they basically were giving black families houses over there to prevent them from going to the movement with Dr. King, leaving town and going and fighting in the movement. They're like, if you stay here and don't go and get involved in that stuff, we're going to give you property real cheap. And right now, you can go to Hamilton Park right now, because based on its location, there's always somebody trying to get that land because of where it's located, right off Central Expressway. But they can't do it. But the community has had some struggles, to say the least.
Yeah. Another thing, look at some of these man-made lakes. Like the name of the town slips my mind. It's 2 of them. One is in Alabama, and the other one is in Mississippi. They're man-made lakes, and the reason they're man-made lakes is because they burned the black town to the ground and flooded.
A-Trap, the lake we were on.
Oh yeah,
is that town? My mama was just talking about it at the event. My mama crashed the BS3 network event, and she was just talking about how they flooded the town to make that lake. And then right now, as we go over in my boat, the GPS and the sonar is showing where streets are and bridges and creeks and everything like that. They didn't move anything. They flooded the town.
Yeah, they
it's
just
the same situation. Matter of fact, part of the town was called Blackland. Okay, and it's not too far from where my mom grew up and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the actual lake we were on. You were here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she was talking about
that. Y'all chumps. The town you flooded, you got Negroes riding their own boats and jet skis over it. So we appreciate
it.
You ain't stopping nothing else.
Pretty much.
Picture me
ain't stopping Nathan.
That was Gary Freeman. Gary Freeman put this comment in.
Okay.
Gary Freeman was on Queen last week.
Oh yeah, dropping bombs on us.
We will be getting him on the Fourcast as well, so we'll be working on that.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's gonna review something with us.
He's definitely telling the truth on that one. I mean, hell, even
trying to get him on the network. Truth be told, in some capacity, because he got so much wisdom. Yeah. We need to get him on, man. That dude is sharp.
He got down last week on your show.
Yeah, man, he's sharp and a good dude too. That's what BS3 Network is built on. Good dudes, man. Good men and women. At the end of the day, that's what they are, man.
For sure.
Truth be known.
No doubt.
True.
So let's still working on CJ, everybody, but everybody is, Eat
that one that's in the prayer request every week.
For CJ, we need to pray for him because he got this boxing match coming up soon. So I watched a little Top Rank boxing this past week, and I gave him all the pointers. Man, hey, stick with this jab. It's the most basic tool in boxing, but the most effective tool in boxing. Establish that jab, homeboy.
So the harder they fall comparisons. Let's
I in the cup tonight.
My
like A-traps or something.
No, it's whiskey. It's whiskey. Nothing special.
There you go.
My go-to.
Chief Rocket know what that is.
The harder they fall comparisons, which and Wilkes mentioned this, but the comparison of Nat Love and what was Idris Elba's
Buck.
If you want to talk on that, go ahead and speak on that, Wilkes. I don't want to speak.
No, I was as I was watching this, I was just kind of I felt like the Mario Van Peebles, his character, was it Jesse Lee?
Jesse Lee.
I felt like
similar to.
Yeah, when I watched it, I felt like those people were one and the same. Like he had a little buck.
You know what?
But then he had. He
had some good in him too.
Right. So I felt that's what I said, man. Harder They Fall was just like I wanted to watch that immediately after this. I didn't, but I feel like I
be introduced alive from the Posse and the rest of the Harder They Fall, getting them together on a big panel and just chopping it up and saying, "Hey,
right.
Were there intentional, pullings from it?
That would be amazing.
Et cetera,
that would
be only two people gone, Tiny and Melvin.
And Mario. Yeah, Melvin.
Yeah. I just felt like Mario Van Peebles, Jesse Lee. I just felt like he was that. I feel like he was those two characters at points in the movie when I was watching it. And another
that's a good point.
And another small tidbit. This goes back to Marvin. I think it was Sweetback, the movie he was in. Mario Van Peebles wore the hat the same way his dad did in the movie, and I kind of noticed. I don't know if
I peeped that too.
And Sweetback.
I don't know if anybody noticed that. I was like, man, he got the hat turned. I was like, man, this movie. I didn't growing up watching it like I told Ben.
They call that cocked ace deuce, baby.
Cocked ace deuce, baby. I was like, this movie. It was for me. I guess it was just underrated. It was just you weren't paying attention to it then. I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't really.
Right.
I guess.
No doubt.
It did well, but it was kind of one of those. Oh, it kind of came and went. But then when I watch it now, then I'm watching Harder They Fall, and then of course I'm seeing that knowledge dropped at the beginning and at the end. I thought about H-Rap immediately. and of course the shows that we've talked about and we went over, I was like, man, this movie is holding some weight. I mean, did we sleep on Mario?
You got to think about it though. Yeah, we did, but you also got to think about it. We're a strong generation, right? The people who were in their 20s at the time that was coming out, when you're in your 20s, you're not generally stationary doing things like watching movies and going bowling and like that. We out there trying to find the other posse.
Oh, absolutely.
We out there trying to find some posse, not be in the posse. You know,
and my posse's not on Broadway.
At all. Well, it was. Mine was on Broadway and Garland. That's the name of the street my high school was on. So my posse was on Broadway.
Hey, but you know what? The thing about this, Doc is right. But I remember, you know, my crew, we was blackity black. But they didn't put enough emphasis. Like if this movie came out now, like The Harder They Fall, they talked about how my man Delroy Lindo, aka LeBron James' daddy, was Bass Reeves, and how all these characters were real people. They didn't do that in the 90s. They just said black hat, because we were coming on the heels of Tombstone, and we were coming off the heels of my man Billy the Kid movie. I can't think of the name of it right now.
I know what you mean.
With Emilio Estevez and that crew.
Yeah,
we were coming off the heels of that, and then so they just threw it at us like
I know what
in a black cowboy movie. If they would have put this out here and put the historic ramifications of the story out there at that time, because remember, at that time, Public Enemy, Young Guns, thank you. Public Enemy, X-Clan, and Poor Righteous Teachers, if they would have put this out as a historic black cowboy movie instead of just black people doing a cowboy movie, I think this movie with the temperature at that time, this movie would have done at least $50 million, because we was already supporting anything. You say black, and we were at the movies at that time.
Right. And to H-Rap's point, you know, as he's talking, it just kind of hit me. It's like, if we're talking about 93, we're talking about an empowerment era for black people. I mean, you're talking about a different world. The Cosby Show's on. I mean, you rocking the African medallion. You rocking the cross colors. I mean, it's another Renaissance period that we're going through as black people. I mean, you got Queen Latifah dropping hits. I mean, it was one of those moments where it was just like
UNITY.
It was one of these movies that was just like, oh, okay, it's a black cowboy movie, but okay, but man, you know, hip hop right now is elevating us, or this is moving us in this direction.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you know, like he said, I think it kind of it fell to
glazed over,
but it did its thing, but then it just kind of like fizzed out. So
another movie, Panther, had just come out at this point too.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, Panther. And then of course we get into the Boys in the Hood, Minister Society, and Poetic Justice and things like that.
Yeah. This was an era of.
Hey, don't put Big Illinois statement up.
I'm not. No. and
check this out, though. Check this out,
please. This man said, "Yeah, we ain't gonna."
Check this out, though. I think whenever we are doing as well as we were doing during that era, we get some complacency, right, and some "we've arrived" syndrome. You know, right? Whenever you're doing as well as we were doing back then as a people, you know, so sometimes that can cause you to take your foot off the gas pedal, right? There's a thing that I call episodic diligence, right? As long as there's a reason to be diligent, we're going to be diligent. But when those reasons appear to be gone, we ease up a little bit, you know. So I think a little less started taking place around the mid-90s or so, where people were, you know, just like, okay, we could, you know, we got this, we got that, we got this. We're good, you know.
Right. I think personally for me, I felt like the story got a little, it was dragging a little bit, or parts of the story I think they really could have took out. I mean, I get the New Orleans scene part of it, but I felt like some of it it was
I felt like that part was needed a little bit because you've been traveling that far. I guess you kind of need that risk.
And that's what Cowboys did. That's what Cowboys did. They didn't, no matter what.
I kind of liked that.
And
they added that.
I think it was an accurate depiction as well. When the white madam, basically said, "Here we don't worry about color, boys. We worried about the only color we worried about is green. Only color we worried about is green." And in those situations, you're gonna have different types of dudes. What some dudes is trying to posse right away. Okay, right. And I do mean posse right away. And some people are trying to get to the gambling table, and some people want to get to the music and they want to have a drink first and get in the mood. I think they accurately depicted what takes place in a crew.
In other words, what he's saying too, there's levels to the posse.
There's levels to the posse. With me, I'm gonna start with a drink and some music first because I want to settle into the posse.
Because the bitches do.
I want to settle into the posse.
I heard that somewhere. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's
Holler, thank you for tuning in. They knew what they were doing. They didn't want that renaissance to continue. They instantly went to Boys in the Hood type movies.
And she is spot on because
that's my cousin. That's a dude.
Oh, my bad. I saw the profile.
The picture is what cut through me too.
But toward the end there, absolutely right because I heard somebody they were saying, "Oh man, how many
younger?"
Yeah,
younger.
Because they were like, "Oh man, how many more of these movies they gonna keep making?" But then they took a break. And then they came back with my boy Training Day and Denzel. So it was like we got tired of
they took a break and came back with the longest music video in the history of the world, Belly.
Well, I guess so.
Music video. But I think you got to remember there was a recognition there's a recognition of that though. There's a pendulum swing, right? Movies like Boomerang came out, they went to the other extreme trying to show blacks as professional, so much so to where they made somebody seem unrealistic. You follow what I'm saying? There was a pendulum out there to where after a while, okay, nigga, you ain't that successful. Come on now, man.
Right,
don't push it. Everybody in the damn movie.
It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like you went from New Jack City to New Jack City, then you went to Boomerang.
Yeah, so now we all executives selling Strange, man, and doing, come on.
They so good.
They made Halle Berry look like a homeless woman until the end. So they just
like, oh no, we can't have this. Oh no. And then you got Grace Jones in there acting crazy. He's like, what's going on, man?
Yeah. No comment.
This is another comment by Freeman. He said, I'm just glad to see a black movie where a dude ain't trying to get basketball or a woman trying to find herself. I call it the black quadruped.
That's good. Yeah. Who is this Facebook user?
I think that's Freeman again.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. See there? I'm telling you.
Justin Caraway in the building as well. Right. What's good, family?
Cool J in the building.
What's up, Kinfolk? What's up, man?
It's gonna have sports. It's gonna have Waiting to Exhale, or what was the other one?
Yeah, trying to get out the dope game. He said, right.
Yeah. He had all those. Then Jamie Foxx came on the scene with Booty Call and Vivica Fox, and it was just like, Players Club, and it was just like, which way are we going?
Well, Booty
How
Call
to be a player?
Bro.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's interesting, man. The overreactions.
Yeah, I felt Big Daddy Kane did a pretty good job. Tone Loc didn't have that many speaking roles.
I thought so as well.
I thought Big Daddy Kane could have really. I don't know what other movies he was in, but I think he could have took this.
That's what you're 100% right. I was gonna say that too. Is that I'm surprised he didn't have more movie roles after this, because I thought he did.
Right. He might have did one or two more, but he didn't focus.
Who was the Wheezy character? Yeah. Like, did he ever do anything else? I don't know. It didn't seem familiar.
He's been in some other stuff, but it's not like anything well known.
He played that kind of character in most of his movies. Mr. Nobody.
Because he looked like that in real life. Shit, that wasn't no makeup head. That's why.
Mr. I'm a snitch on everybody. I'm a runaway. Massa.
Anybody that'll take me in. Anybody.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think the relatability, as we're talking about Harder They Fall, is how they were wanted, and they all kind of came together as a group. And then you had the comedian Cole. I don't remember what his first name is. And the Harder They Fall. Deion Cole. He kind of came in on the side. So I mean, there was a lot of parallels, and I agree with you, Doc. I would love to either sit down with them, hope they do a panel, because there was a lot of different things that kind of played a part in this.
Because that's what Blair Underwood was the Deion Cole in this.
Exactly.
You see me? Yeah, he was Blair Underwood was that dude in this. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that Harder They Fall. Every time when I watch this now, Posse, and it's like, dang, I might end up before the week's over with. I may end up watching Harder They Fall again. I felt like I needed to watch it right after this, just because of the parallel, even with the little city. And they were just talking. I mean, the little town that they were talking about how they were trying to build a train through there. They were going to destroy it. I mean, it was just it was typical. It was great. Yeah. I wonder if there's information which I didn't go Googling or digging for it, but I wonder if there is some article out there maybe that we didn't see that compared it to Posse. I'm sure somebody wrote maybe an article.
Like in the promotions leading up to the release of The Harder They Fall or something like that when they were doing the circuit.
Yeah. The only thing I saw in it was a lot of historians were disappointed because they wanted
Posse
the true depiction in The Harder They Fall. They wanted the true depiction of those characters because this is a totally.
And I guess I can see. I guess I could see that, but I just think the way Harder They Fall was delivered, it was just like I said, it made me watch it back to back.
Charlotte made a good point earlier, and she went about the Posse. She says let the white critics talk her out of this movie back then, right? Yeah. And you got to be careful about that, right? It's not letting the white critics, sway you on number one, checking something out or what you feel about, because to be perfectly honest, I don't give a damn what they think about the movie.
Yeah, because when we watch something, because when we as a people, when we watch something, especially like Posse or Harder They Fall, we're watching it and we're gonna relate it to something, or we're having it's like, oh man, I saw a documentary about this character, or it's something about like, man, at that time, this is what the KKK was doing, or this is what cowboys were doing, or man, we were trying to grow and prosper. So I guess when we watch it, of course, we're going to watch it different because, it's a representation of us, So
and I got news for you. They want an accurate depiction when it's making us look like some fools, but they don't want an accurate depiction when it's coming and telling the true story of what happened to this country and how it was founded, or how black people was treated, or how women were treated, or how homosexuals were treated. They don't want true accurate depictions then. They want it when we look like some clowns.
And Billy Zane was throwing a word around in the beginning, representations.
Yeah. And I stopped, I got the blessing of this is another one of those hidden blessings, being part of being a citizen of a segregated city, an insanely segregated city, instead of this cosmopolitan thing that they present Chicago as. I remember 1984 when Purple Rain came out. Siskel and Ebert were the two hottest critics in America at that point, and they destroyed Purple Rain. They destroyed it.
Wow. It's as big as.
And what black person do you know that wouldn't watch that every single time it's on?
Tonight.
Right.
Every single time.
Yeah. And as big as, and of course they're watching it from a acting standpoint. But once again, we're watching it because, man, this is Prince. This is a big deal right here. This man is musically talented. Okay, so what?
Shit, I'm still trying to find Apollonia and Vanity. Yeah, that's why I'm going to the Cowboy game in Minnesota this year specifically. I'm going to it so I can look for Apollonia.
Sorry to say, at Vanity, you can find her in the ground. She's no longer here. She's an ancestor.
Right. Was she the one in the Last Dragon?
Yes.
She was in the Last Dragon.
That Vanity?
Yeah, that's Vanity. Last Dragon.
She was in the Last Dragon.
Yeah, I always like Apollonia better anyway.
Who's the
she
man?
aged like fruit.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't like never mind.
Yeah. I'm with you though. See, we saw it from a color.
Hold on, Charlotte. Wait a minute. Hold on, Charlotte. Wait a minute. What? Huh? What? Oh,
wow. Don't worry about it. She's talking about the movie Posse.
Oh, sorry.
He destroyed.
Whoops. Sorry. I got a little carried away there.
His eyes got crossed when he read that.
I was like, wait a minute. What? Oh, sorry. My bad. Continue.
But that's the thing that I be speaking about on the show all the time: the governance structure versus the social structure. Mm-hmm. The social structure don't understand the way we communicate. Like I mentioned that on Elevate last week, and I was on Elevate. You can have 4 black women in a room, and all of them could say, mm-hmm. And they mean something. All of them mean something totally different. Yeah. And only we know what they mean. So how could you expect somebody to watch one of our movies and understand? Because that
exactly.
The subtleties. Yeah. The subtleties.
Mm-hmm. And even with that, it's gonna come from an experience or something they just witnessed or been through. So nobody's gonna get they wouldn't get that.
True. Wow. He was.
And
Charlotte's comment up there.
He was.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Shockingly.
Well, I keep it PG, but
even though he looked like the Penguin.
He did. For real.
But what does PG stand for? You hear me, Willis? But what do the PG stand for?
Sorry.
You see how quick my boy is? It didn't take him but a second.
Rapid fire, baby.
Yeah.
But I think they judge the movies on their experiences, and their experiences aren't ours. So it's hard to take their review when it's not even.
Oh, but best believe when it's a slave movie though. Oh, they're all over it. Oh man, they can understand the powerful acting, and let's give him an Oscar. Let's give him 3 Oscars for this movie.
Right.
Let's put Julia Roberts as.
Yeah, he said nigger in such an authentic way. In such an authentic way. Leonard, ain't nobody said nigger better than him in 47 years.
Chris.
Nobody said nigger better than him since at the breakfast table.
Right. And Dr. It's the Chris delivery.
Yeah.
We can open up the phone line. Give us a call. You got some thoughts you want to share. 469-290-4367. D Great in the building. Thank you for tuning in. He said, "What's up, fellas?"
What's up, D Great?
I'm not sure who this Facebook user is. I couldn't find out. There is a link to click so we know who you are, so we can see your name. I did post that throughout all of the chat.
You know what I really appreciated about this? The leaders, the loyalty and the leadership that they showed Jesse Lee.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, as a young person, I didn't respect that enough. But Zeus was like, I'm rolling with Jesse no matter what.
That's right.
The white boy understood, I'm a white boy, but dude know what time it is.
Yeah, even when Kane's character said it's something about this crew, that I'm drawn to. He's like, why you want to stay with? We outlaws, man. You're a gambler. You're a hustler. We this. And he's something about this crew, and I got a good feeling about him. So even that is a subtlety in our movies. That a lot of folks wouldn't understand.
In fact, Charlotte, they didn't give it to him for
Malcolm
Lord.
X.
Of course not.
Philadelphia.
Big Ben.
Yeah. None of those. They give it for Training Day, and they give Halle Berry for what was that? Monsters Ball.
Right.
Ball.
We'll do that.
Me feel good.
Back in Purple Rain didn't win anything.
That's disgusting.
I don't know what was worse. Danny Glover, he go to do his business on top of me, and then we got
yeah.
then we got Holly Berry talking about you something like good. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, come on, Allie. Come on.
Yeah, man. Come on.
So we get to the point of the movie where and to the loyalty part. Jesse's heading west, like I need to take care of something similar to Nat Love. I'm about to take care of this. Y'all can come with me if y'all want.
Yeah,
don't come with me.
Yeah.
And we're like, nah,
there's got to be an article out there because this movie was too parallel.
That's that leadership though that you'll follow somebody to the end, and Tony Lester did to the end. He followed them all the way.
They know at the end of the day, they know this is not the type of life that is that enjoyable anyway. You know, it's like I'd rather go die with you doing something of value, something worthy, than to live this piece together a life without you. You know,
I have to say, watching Billy Zane chase them, it had like a Bugs Bunny's Elmer Fudd kind of feel to it. Like I'm always chasing you. I'm always chasing you. You know, it's like it's like you're so hell bent on your task. I'm not even worried about Billy Zane chasing me because right now I got fire in my eyes and I'm gonna kill those that killed my daddy. Billy Zane was like an afterthought, but it always felt like the Wile E. Coyote in the Roadrunner. It's kind of like
he kept having that vision of it happening. So it was in the front of his brain. It was there, so he was going to take care of it.
Nothing was going to stop him. Nothing was going to get in his way for that. Yeah.
And what you just said was just triggered the idea in my head. Maybe that's why they stopped letting this dude make movies like this. Because if you keep making these kind of movies, you'll wake up a culture that had pretty much been asleep for about 18 to 20 years.
You're right.
As a matter of fact,
and being
93, 25 years.
You're right. Absolutely.
And Ben, go ahead with my segment so I can drop another parallel on these brothers right quick.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Beauty of the week.
Let me just give a shout out to GoldenEye Creations and my son Ivan Dawkins Jr. When I say that boy coming to these tracks, you know,
got that heat.
Ben, didn't the BS Awards? Didn't we decide? Did we put something in for best soundtrack or best intro? Or it was best intro, but it's not just music though. I guess. Yeah, but this boy, hey son. All right, so of course. We are up to Beauty of the Week. And although we had some other candidates, like Foxy Brown herself, was in the movie. Did y'all even realize that she was in the movie? But she was not looking her best, was she?
No, she was not. No, she was not.
But who was looking their best is the one and only Sally. Richard
Still looking great.
Good cloud. Speaking of Posse.
I'm sorry. Who does she look like?
Speaking of Posse. Yep. Who does she look like? Yeah, you're right. Speaking of Posse. So the other parallel. So Sally Richardson is our Beauty of the Week, of course. And speaking of the parallel, right? She's got this relationship with Jesse Lee that goes back, just like Zazie Beetz' character did with Nat Lowe, you know.
Exactly.
So another parallel. Yep, but Sally, one more time. One time.
One time.
Right,
who is it?
One time.
Stay right there. See, stay right there, Sally.
She's still fine. Still.
Yeah, man. A-Trap don't like her because his homeboy smashed, I guess.
Been there, done that.
Sally Richardson. She do a lot of directing now. She don't even act anymore. Really? She do a lot of directing. She directed a lot of TV shows now. I mean, she from Chicago.
Yeah, tell her holler at me. She
did. I think she did an episode of Blackish or something like that.
She did some Blackish. She done some Law and Order.
Oh,
she do a lot of
quite
stuff.
but she's still busy. She had something recently come out last year.
And let's not forget Antoine Fisher. She was Denzel Washington's wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. And Antoine Fisher. I could eat.
She's still pretty busy.
She was in Biker Boys. She was dating.
One of the best lines.
She was gay in Biker
Antoine
Boys.
Fisher.
Yep.
Ooh, I'd like to see that too. Where does that come on? Gay Sally Richardson.
I mean, they ain't show her doing nothing. She was just checking out women. Remember, she the one who took the nitrous from can't think his name. Luke, whatever his name.
And what movie you talking about?
Biker Boys. She was the one who laid the rules out for Luke, whatever his name is. Luke.
CJ got a request.
Dark skinned buddy who played Lawrence Fishburne's son in Biker Boys.
Oh,
he played Puffy in the Biggie movie.
Yeah, I can't think of that guy's name.
Luke Derrick.
What you gonna do?
Which one you want, CJ? That's the one you want, ain't it, CJ?
That's the one you want. That's the one you want.
I know. No, that's not. Tell me when you finish.
Yeah, man. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you get your posse off the screen? Thank you.
I love it. Tell me when you finish, bro.
Big Illinois says, that's not Big Illinois. It said, hey, man, you got pics of my girl. What's that, far?
Far left is what it looks like.
I'll fight.
Oh, you talking about on the
far
Dude of the Week preview.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
yeah. Like he's saying all the beauties of yeah. Google it, man.
It's funny.
Dry your hands first, then Google it. So
yeah.
Your phone won't be out. So your phone won't be all slippery and shit.
Scrape that crust off the screen, please. Oh my god.
All right. So
this ain't Siskel and Ebert. We done told y'all this for years. This ain't Siskel and Ebert.
Oh no.
But how did Billy Zane go from a captain to a pirate? Did you remember I know he got shot like an all black with the eye patch.
Man, here's what I don't understand about that part. Either those bullets or whatever they were. I mean, how he didn't die from that? If he got shot in the eye,
come on, this dude ain't Superman.
Right.
And I was like, well,
somebody. When you made, I think it was Wilkes who made a comment earlier that said when he started saying he was so focused on his task, he wasn't worried about Zane. I thought you were finna go to Billy Zane was so worried about catching Jesse Lee now. He forgot all about his government duties because that could have been his directive, his only directive.
Right. He went AWOL, because I'm like, man, you got wars to fight, but you too busy trying to catch this. Well, for one thing, Jesse Lee was a threat. So if Jesse Lee, if anything got out, if I don't stop them, me being a con artist, a murderer is gonna get out.
Right. And
once again, I'm misusing the government power.
Probably in nefarious ways and stuff like that.
Here I am abusing the government 1800s
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right.
Honest to iPad.
Yeah. Hey, like he said, I'm giving you your chance to shoot a white guy.
Yeah. No.
Hey, he had some one-liners in here, man. What he said? What was he was holding the cup or something? He was telling Wheezy.
Man, Billy Zane was being Billy Zane.
Like that, he was saying, man.
Well, and he's too good at it, man. I'm telling you, I got Billy Zane. I do not like that cat. It seems too natural for him, man. I'm not kidding.
Like that real life.
Just think about it. This is 1993, and he's that well known already. Like you would think it would take a few more movies, but it was like it's Billy Zane, man. It's like he was doing what he was doing, man.
Hey, but see, back in the 90s, it wasn't really a bad thing to call brothers.
Oh niggas. No. It was just that you would think somebody like Billy coming out of the 80s.
Yeah.
But hey, he said
It was
nigga.
definitely.
So,
Yeah.
He had no problem.
James.
oh,
Yeah,
he's from
he
the
misspelled
Mortese
Mo
tribe.
though.
Yeah.
It's Motisa.
There you go. There you go.
Motisa.
Motif,
Motisa is what it is.
Maltesa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weezy was giving up people left and right, man. When he was about to jump out the window, he was giving up. I think that was Tiny Lester. He was giving up before he was.
He jumped out the window, left the dude in the room. That's really.
And was lying on the way down. They kidnapped me and made me come.
That pussy done it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get none.
No.
All
A-Trap got it. Thank you, A-Trap. Thank you.
Out of all of them, he wouldn't get no pocket.
Yeah.
Another parallel. Jesse Lee's dad was a preacher. You remember at Harder They Fall?
The Harder They Fall. Buck and why can't I remember the other guy's name?
Nat
Love, yeah, because he was Nat. Yeah, Nat Buck.
Love.
Yeah, his dad. Well, he's but a new man now.
Right.
But then again, it might not be a parallel. It just may be a reoccurring theme.
But you know what else was a parallel? Is when the kid. Remember when Jesse Lee was running out of the bill? I guess wherever it was about to blow up, the kid was holding the guns. It's the same. It's the same way when when Nat Love was getting his guns in that fight because they were giving him the gun.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, take the gun." I thought it was pretty interesting parallel there. It was like, man, this movie. I'm telling you, it made me want to watch Harder They Fall again because
Hey, watch this, y'all. Watch this. Hey, CJ, she ugly in Chicago.
She too light.
Chicago, she a mud duck. That's how we do it.
Wow.
So,
Not a booger wolf, but a mud duck.
Yes, answer that question, CJ. Second act, middle of the film was slow. That's what I was saying too. Big on noise. It felt like it was
needed. I felt like he needed that.
Kind of feel time. You know, New Orleans scene.
It was a scene right out of what's the name of the movie y'all just named with the Estevez boys?
Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Right out of Young Guns. Remember, they was in the water after they had the peyote and all that, and they was shooting there, you know?
Yeah.
I guess it's just trying to humanize the people in the movie.
There you go. You're showing, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, like I said, I think, like I said, they were just trying to draw a connection from they were on the boat, they were coming from Cuba. Once they get back to the States, they they just found this goal, so they're gonna spend it.
Live it up.
Yeah, I think it was one of the because, like you said, they were already on a suicide mission, if you will, But it was kind of like, man, I'm gonna enjoy as much as I can right now. I just came from the war. I just got chased by one of the generals. I'm gonna live it up. So I think it was just kind of one of those things. I didn't have a problem with it, but everybody's different. We got our own opinions.
Yeah. Now, Carver. So did Carver? I don't know if they kind of alluded to this or you guys seen this, but did Carver set up Jesse Lee? Remember, he went to jail. He was confined to working on the railroad or something like that he was sentenced to.
Back in the day.
It was interesting how when they met and he was like, "No, we just having a drink between friends." So it would seem like he knew that Carver did something. Well, he had his girl too. But did y'all feel like Carver set him up?
I'm pretty sure he did. I wouldn't put it past him. Look how snaky he was with the sheriff. I mean,
he was taking the papers and running.
Yeah, and he was Carver was basically trying to tell him at that scene, like put away past grievances. Like let's not, don't come to the town trying to clear your old grievances. And that's why Jesse Lee was like, okay, let's just say we're having a drink between old friends. Let's forget about the past. Let's not think about the future. It's just today. Because he was basically telling him, you're not gonna talk me out of this. So let's just have a drink, man.
Right. I don't think he snitched on him, man. I think Carver was just trying to be somebody.
But he took advantage of him going down, though.
Right. Yeah.
He may not have set him up, he may not have snitched, but he took advantage of the opportunity since Jesse Lee gone.
Right. And like
you said, it was the
and
Dion
like
Cole
Jesse Lee
character.
kind of Jesse Lee kind of mentioned, it's like he knows that if somebody has control of this land when that railroad comes through and one of these towns prosper, hey, you gonna
Matter
be
of
the
fact, didn't y'all pay
next.
attention to how he schemed? The black guy came in there and said,
I was just
"I'm
about to
finna
say
sell
that.
my land because I can't. This KKK is doing what they're doing, etc." And he really didn't try to talk him out of not going.
He
He's
said,
like,
"Okay,
"Well,
cool.
I mean, I can give you such and such for it, which you knew he underpaid him probably, for it." But now I got another deed, and the way they set it up and showed it, you could tell that wasn't the first family he had done that to.
Yeah, he had
because he had deeds stacked up.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a really random thing I'm finna say here, but not surprising. When I heard that spot, so there was this cartoon that I grew up watching. It was the Adventures of Superman and Batman. Lex Luthor was telling the guy, he was like, "Look, you can do all this squabbling that you want to do and bickering, but one thing's gonna always remain, and I'm gonna always be rich because there's always one resource: land."
Posse.
People are always going. That too, but people are always gonna want land because you're gonna want to build, you're gonna want to expand, you're gonna sell it. So it was like, man, it's like that word again. It's like, damn, land is that expensive. Like it's almost like if I got land and you want to build on it, how could I go wrong? Because you go pay for it.
When it was burning down, he was like, "Yeah, I don't care if it burns down as long as I still own the land. And they bring the railroad here, I'm still going to be
right."
Go ahead.
It's funny you bring that up, Wilkes. I reference this a lot. I read this book 31 years ago, and in the book, it literally said, "Pay attention to movies and TV. They'll tell you what's on the horizon."
Right.
You bring that up in that cartoon,
right?
Probably 20 years after the cartoon, The Sopranos on. Tony riding around with his son. And what did he tell his son?
Yeah.
Buy you some land, AJ, because God ain't making no more land.
I'm telling you, land is the source. It is the key to everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I personally believe the people in our community struggle the way we do, because we do, especially up here. Like, I can't speak about below the Mason-Dixon line in the Southwest, because that's one thing I truly respect about the people in the South of the country. Y'all never let go to the concept of buying land. In Chicago and in other northern cities, we're comfortable renting. It's a girl I know moving to Texas within the next 30 to 45 days. I say, "You gonna buy a house?" "No, I don't want to have to do this, and I'm just gonna rent." And I was like, I didn't even feel like going into it with her, but I was just like, and I'm like, you going in the wrong direction to rent. You need to come on, because she live in St. Louis. I wanted to say so bad, you need to come on up to Chicago if you're just gonna rent.
Right. You might, if you're gonna do that. Yeah, it's just something. It's something about owning your own land. I mean,
thanks. That's it.
It's just one of those things. It's just huge. Like it's a big. Even if you don't ever put anything on that land, you own it.
You own it.
The trees on that land have value. That acreage, it's got land. Like it's gonna collect its own revenue until somebody decides to come in and say, "Hey, is this property or whatever? Or we'll give you this." Or they'll praise it or whatever. But that land,
well, hey, other than Posse, it is the most fought over resource in the history of mankind.
It's true.
And they've been fighting over land and Posse forever.
It's true. It's true.
Is it not?
You're right.
Let me go, Wilkes. Let me go, Wilkes. What I say?
Yeah, man. It's this older cat in my original neighborhood, and for years it was just these 2, maybe 3 vacant lots. It was his house, another house, and then it was, I guess it would be 2 or 3 vacant lots. Mr. Warlow bought those vacant lots and turned them into a park. And now he owns that entire block, and the university owns everything around it.
Exactly. And here's the weird thing. While I'm talking about this, even God himself was delivering the land from the enemies into the hands of the Israelites.
Right.
Everything thereof is the land, the cattle is all yours.
Right.
Man, it was like land is how you prosper. It's how you populate. It's how you grow.
We learned that in Exterminate the Brutes.
Yep.
That's right. Exactly.
Hell, even the treaties destroy.
Exterminate the Brutes, and even right here, the Emancipation Proclamation.
Think about it. Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah. Come on, man. Hello.
The continent.
Land is essential. It is
the Berlin Conference, when they sat in a room and divvied up the entire continent of Africa, creating 53 countries.
Hell, if you look at football,
and I'm gonna tell you,
football sports is about land. If I can move the ball into your territory, your land of operation,
and I'm finna draw another parallel between. I'm finna draw another parallel between land and posse. Okay, when you acquire land, you got to lay pipe. When you acquire posse, you got to lay pipe. So it's another
irrigation, baby. You got to lay it. That posse need watering too, baby. You can't just leave it up there like that. Hey, posse got to grow, baby.
Help him, Jesus.
Our pastor died. We apologize. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned
on this land full of posse.
On this land. Hey, Carl Winslow was
land full of posse. Wow.
Just
gonna slip that in.
Oh gosh,
bro.
Keep the grass cut. Oh wow! Oh wow! Hey, send me your church information and send me your cash app. I'm gonna send you an offering right now. I'm not kidding.
Would that be,
put your cash app up there for your church.
Grass or
if you think I'm lying, if you think I'm lying, ask H-Rap if he think I'm telling you the truth. Send me your cash app. I'm finna send you something right now to the church.
I'm not kidding you right now.
Because if you balanced, if you down to earth like that, that's a ministry I want to support.
I'm finna bless you right now. Let me
send me cash app.
That hedge is about to be blessed right now. Trim that hedge.
I love it, man. He couldn't help it either. Boy, I bet. I love it. Send me that cash.
What the earthquake say? These ain't jokes.
Ministry, man.
These ain't jokes.
Yeah, no kidding.
These ain't jokes.
These ain't jokes.
Man, this is not a scripted show, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's not scripted
at all.
Man.
Keisha Walker in the building. She said, "Y'all are so bad. I like it. I like it."
Thank you.
You could have added a lot of comments
K5.
throughout this show.
I'm surprised K5 didn't leave no comment. K5.
She just getting home. Just getting home from Monday.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey, I wanted to slap Carl Winslow in this movie, man. All his lines in this movie. He's just a barber. Shut up, man.
He must be suffering from sunstroke. Hey. Carl, chill out, Carl.
Dude, man. I was so
ready. Keep calling that man Carl Winslow.
That's his name. I don't know what his real name is. He Carl Winslow. That's the only role I will ever remember him in. I know he was in Die Hard, but that man is Carl Winslow.
Yeah.
He always a cop.
Was he annoying to y'all? He was annoying to me.
Yeah, he was.
No, it's not just you. He was annoying on purpose.
I always saw him as a Uncle Phil on a budget. You know what I'm saying? He like
yes. And then Uncle Phil ended up on the show one time
on a budget. Yeah.
Yep. That was true. Yes.
Well, I heard. No, I'm gonna keep my mouth. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I've been asked not to make those jokes.
About he was commenting
Uncle Phil.
Carl Winslow.
Which one? Because ain't one of them homosexual? Is that where you was?
I heard both of them were.
I thought it was Uncle Phil.
And it's common knowledge.
I've heard Carl Winslow was.
Me too. That's why I couldn't
multicolored too.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
This fool said multicolored.
real quick on air, we could do a little training on your Facebook page. You got to make that the live unprivate. You got to make it public so we can see the comments.
Right.
So right now, yeah. So she put in a bunch of comments. We also got Galen E. Van Zant.
Oh, that's my boy. Galen. Yeah. Eastside. What's up, Galen?
Keisha says vanity gone away from here. Ain't nobody called told me nothing. I hate this part of the show.
Yeah, ain't nobody called nothing.
Off topic.
What?
See how Wilkes.
Who said they hate this part of the show?
That's what
The
Keisha
beauty
said.
of the week. Who said that?
That's what Keisha said. I don't know what point, but maybe she's talking about beauty of the week.
She gotta be. What other part of
the parts we've been talking about? Posse, probably. Hey CJ, did you see how Wilkes sipped his beverage and how it wasn't straight from the bottle? What would that be? What you pointing at?
I don't know.
Do you see that?
What comment? He's pointing at one of the comments.
The last
one.
Yeah. I thought he saw it. Was just going to ignore it.
So in other words, he's saying Uncle Phil was taking the back shots.
Don't do that to Uncle Phil, man. Don't do that.
Back shots.
Look at this. About the beauty of the week, Keisha.
No, y'all wasn't reading the comments.
We didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no. I've made that mistake on Queen 3 and King 2. For some reason, whenever we set it up through Restream, it doesn't automatically go public for some reason. So if I don't remember, sometimes I'm missing some of those Facebook comments. And trust me, that is not what we want to do because we want the interaction. So charge it to our head, not to our heart.
Right.
This
all right, so that's his name.
Y'all better take that red cup from CJ.
I think Carl Winslow would have been the bottom, though, bro. He may have
you don't think he was the top?
Nah, he's the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out.
Catcher.
He's a catcher. He's probably getting the back.
He's catch pitcher. He catches. He ain't. Okay. Hey, let me correct this issue real quick. Let me correct this on whose part, because trust me.
Well, Uncle Phil was a judge, so he probably judging the posse, the boy posse, anyway.
CJ said,
"What's wrong?
That's all cute.
What happened?
You put it in there.
What I
chill? What are you talking chill?
You want to start at the storm?
Okay, hey, it's Pride Month.
The ending was pretty,
yeah.
The ending was pretty
Posse proud.
Predictable. I don't know. You didn't really see where they went. Tony Lester did die at the end. I think he was the only one out of the crew that died, besides the guy at the beginning. Didn't have no name. I don't know what his name was.
Oh, the preacher?
Yeah.
Oh no. Didn't Tone look down?
He did. He got shot up in New Orleans, I thought, though.
What?
Right.
Well, that kind of disproves my theory about Tone Loc, though. I thought he couldn't act dead in the cowboy movie. He did.
But your chat proves to me that Uncle Phil was not the bottom.
Because Uncle Phil was the judge, and he judging the boy posse. I'm telling you.
You know what? This is what we need to start doing. We need to buy a subscription. If you want to see our private chats, it's gonna cost you $5.99 a month.
Fans only.
Because I promise you, if you think the show is wrong,
only fans
sign up for that subscription.
Only fans.
Yeah. I didn't know it would left like that. You put it.
That's what I heard.
It's always going left.
Let me just say this.
No alignment.
Let me say
no
this.
alignment.
It ain't.
If Christian
let me say
still
this.
watching,
It ain't nobody on this show
about Uncle Phil.
Understand something. Let me just say this. right now, it ain't nobody on this panel that can go run for president without checking with the other three to make sure it's okay. Because what we done put in the private chat, you can't go run for president without us saying, we got to sign off on this shit. Yeah, you got to go sign. We got to sign off. You got to have us on your staff if you want to run.
Yeah, man, you can't say that, man. Oh gosh.
Somebody brought him. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow. Why should I do that?
Wow. No. That's your compliment. She complimenting you.
She's giving you credit.
And telling CJ to follow suit. So she's just trying to get CJ a little bit more refined. Is what she's trying to do.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And hold your pinky up like this, CJ, when you're drinking too, man.
Yeah. When you get to that last cube, you gotta.
Yeah. So at you was talking about the end of the film. Did anybody see the little the movie?
Was he saying
all I thought was that little boy at the end. He was a little boy. If that little boy don't look like Wilkes when he was a little, I'm like, God,
you were probably right. And the funny thing was
because he was like, red, like Wilkes is.
Holding guns.
You don't look like the kid from the
Vista.
No.
But who was that kid that he found his mom was dead or something? Or?
Yeah, I think he was just kind of an orphan he took in or something like that, basically.
Yeah, that kid was kind of ugly.
Or took to the town to rescue because he was the only one left alive in the situation.
Oh, okay.
He was the only one left alive in that situation, I thought.
Yeah, herpes or something? I don't know what was going on.
He just dropped him off the horse. He just dropped him off the horse.
Yeah, they just dropped him off like he pooped on himself or something. What the hell? Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
I thought Wilkes was gonna say something about the kid not saying shit. Like, nigga, talk here.
I let him go.
Just looking at her.
I let him go on that one because I was like, damn, another one.
CJ and Keisha, the new verses. They come up with a verses with them two. Going back and forth.
No kidding.
All right. Final thoughts. Posse. A-Trap.
What can I say? Oh, A-Trap, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh man, it was just, you know what? It was a better movie second time around. I wish they would have promoted it for what it was versus just a traditional Western starring black people. But I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not appreciating this movie. Hell, 29 years ago.
Well, but like I said, I think it was one of those movies. It was at a time when there was so much going on. The hip hop album was more popular than the movie. And then, like I said, it was Mario Van Peebles because it was like, oh man, Mario Van Peebles, Big Daddy Kane, Tone Loc. It was just kind of like, okay, and then you just moved on.
I mean,
even though it was dropping dollars,
ain't no need to me lying. Big Daddy Kane acting. I mean,
but to Abraham's point though, MGM is who put this out in conjunction with Gramercy's, and how many black artists have complained about their production companies not promoting the same way they do other artists, type of thing. So to me, it was just one of those deals to where MGM didn't put enough money into it, promoting it like they should have, letting them do the junkets and the circuits and et cetera, to get out there. That's why black-owned properties like that, and doing our own films and stuff like that is important because we're gonna push our own stuff, and chances are, that's how you help each other out, right? I got a radio show, Kevin Hart and XYZ is putting out a movie. Hey, y'all come on my show. I'm gonna help you promote it. Or the Harder They Fall cast, Regina King, you and Idris come on the show. Or whatever, and they're gonna be more willing to do it. And I'm gonna get him a little bit more love. Or just like BS3 on a smaller scale, we telling Black-owned businesses, send us your videos. We're gonna promote it for free. And I'm telling you right now, ain't no podcast network playing no commercials for free for folks, because that's the whole reason they're in the podcast game, because they're trying to make advertising dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
But we doing it because we're trying to get back.
They try to do.
Yeah,
now,
which is why we fucks with you.
And the piggyback off of what Doc just said, and Ben may know this. I don't know if anybody else, but man, let me tell you something. Tubi TV is out here killing it.
For real,
they may have some terrible movies, but they got people out here putting movies out there that are getting known. People that are on social media, that are well known on social media, they're starting to hook up with these production companies. Man, Tubi TV is taking anybody and everybody and making originals.
Really?
And I know
let me say this.
I thought it was mainly old school.
And I know Doc said, he probably had a vision of getting a movie made or a book written.
Oh, no doubt.
Man, Tubi TV is taking movies. They don't care what quality it is. They don't care what level it is.
To get eyeballs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, Tubi TV is
I'm telling you like this, man. Terrestrial radio and terrestrial TV are a thing of the past. They're going away. It's not your mom and dad at radio setup no more. It's not your mom and dad at TV setup no more.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if they got X rated on Tubi. I don't know about that.
Let me tell you, Keisha know what I'm talking about, because Tubi TV don't give a shit. They don't give a damn. They just want the publicity. Tubi TV, man, they don't care, man.
A lot of times they won't come.
But they are putting a lot of people out there on just. I mean, it looked like handy cam type video, but it's
from a shot from an iPhone.
It's getting put out there.
Big Illinois, you missed it. Black Big Illinois, you misspelled it. It's Skinamax, not Cinemax.
No, it's Skinamax.
You got that wrong.
That's far back.
Wow. Come on, TJ.
TJ, let me just say this: it's not just on our shit.
When are y'all about to be in Facebook jail? Because Facebook be following you, CJ. So you might want to delete that.
Yeah, you just got out. You stay in Facebook jail as much as Big Illinois stay in real jail.
Hey, Keisha know. Keisha know. K5 know what's going on.
She does.
K5. Because trust me, that was like, they got like Flying J videos, them Flying J truck videos on there. I'm like, man, what is this truck stop?
Wow.
What is these truck stop videos they got on here, man? For
one
these
of my favorite stops we drive across the country.
It's download lizard videos.
Real quick to piggyback off of what Doc said. So in the Dallas area, you had
to the max
station. You had
I got you, Wicks.
You had 105 through the fan, you had ESPN, and you had you got the ticket. Talking about terrestrial radio, ESPN was not getting no love in Dallas. And they actually canceled the station. ESPN is no longer here.
Right. They tried to get Michael Irvin
in a number 5 major market. You ain't getting no love, ESPN.
No love at all. And that was
number 5.
John Jock Taylor had a show on there. They
had Michael Irvin on there. They had Nate Newton on there.
Yeah, Michael Irvin had a show back in the buddy.
And check this out. The ticket done had 2 major producers that done dropped off the last 2 weeks. Going to do their own thing, Twitch streams and podcasts and stuff like that, because they're not making enough money in those jobs in terrestrial radio. Yep. It's changing.
Because we think in radio that they living it up, but they
no.
And that's why I was telling Ben. And that's why I made this comment before on the show, and I was telling Ben also at work. We talk about, there's no black media out there. Man, BS3 Network has the black media. There is black media out there. You have to go look for it. Hey, go past the whatever your stations are in your town and your city.
That's right.
Black media is out there and it is catching fire. And it is.
That's why, that's why whenever we talk, matter of fact, I need to do a podcast on this about Black people supporting Black people, right? And Black businesses. At the end of the day, this is a Black business, right? And I say, you got some people who won't even share a video or share a promo, right? Let alone, that's free. All you got to do is click a button. You don't have to spend a dime, right? Let alone going into a Black business physically or online and actually having to send some money.
Right.
Shit.
Exactly. From the wire.
But the same people complaining about we ought to do this, we ought to do that. You want us to do our own shit? We'll support somebody to help them get to the point to do their own shit.
It's not even that we need to do it. We are doing it.
It's doing it. Yeah, we doing it. It's happening.
Let me give a shout out.
And that's why I think it was is it Barry Allen? He just bought the Broncos.
Yes.
Byron Allen. I'm sorry.
Byron Allen. He got the HBCU app out where you can go find
he's a media mongrel. Like
HBCU sports and stuff.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's a media mongrel. That's what he's doing.
No. But on the Broncos deal, they sold it to Bill Walton. I don't know if it's Bill Walton, but the Walmart guy.
What?
They sold it to him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably the highest bidder. He probably got the most money. But there was
the Broncos family had been in the game for a while, right?
A long time.
Yeah.
For a while.
You talking about the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, the Broncos. They sold today.
Yeah,
they're an established family, from what I understand.
They just sold it to the Walmart family.
The Walmart family.
I think this is tantamount. This may be tantamount to, you notice how a lot of music, old school music people are selling their rights, their masters right now for like, high six figures, high seven figures. Yeah. Because they're making it easier on their dependents and beneficiaries. And it's a lot easier from a tax standpoint for them to go ahead and sell it now and give them the money off of it as opposed to just control of the masters. So, who knows? You may start seeing this kind of thing in some old sports families. Easier to pass it on after selling it.
Right.
You think the Cowboys would ever sell? I mean, they're huge.
I ain't selling it.
They got some kids and grandkids.
Right.
So
it's generational.
I think
it's generational. Cowboys. Yeah. It's like the Yankees. It's generational. It's family. It's
when Jerry Jones died, he got Stephen Jones. He got.
It'd probably be like Al Davis. It'd be generational.
Unless they all
don't hide this comment. Don't hide this comment. Let me just say this, CJ, you ain't got enough, bro. You ain't got enough, bro.
It ain't happening.
Let me just say that. You ain't got enough, bro. Yeah. Shit. I'm going to tell you why it is happening, Ben. Because if we get somebody that's selling it for enough, guess what we're going to do? We just going to start the Fourcast network or whatever and do the same thing we did. That's how business is done. You build it up to sell it and go start you some other shit. So you're damn right we'll sell it. We ain't married to this shit if you got enough. If you got a big enough check.
Doc is right, and I can't remember who it was. Doc is on the side.
So we with the clause in say just to keep running it, or we're not gonna sell a non-compete clause and we're gonna go duplicate this shit and get it ready to sell to somebody else.
Right. In a traditional sense, I totally agree with you, Doc. But when it comes to our media, I think we shouldn't. Simply because we build it up, right? Like Bob Johnson, he just did a piss poor job of building that network. That could have been something, but he chose to have it be a little of something.
Real quick, H-Rap, is BET an example of that?
Yes, here's an example of what Doc talking about. But just imagine if Bob keeps that. And Bob would have been running it like a true business. Because from what I understand, they came to Bob with Martin. They came to Bob with In Living Color. They came to Bob with several. The first black run show black-owned show on TV was Thea. People think it was the Cosby Show and other things. It was Thea, and it was a hit with Brandy and my man Jason Weaver. Just imagine if he would have invested in that network. I totally understand what you're talking about, Dog, because you got examples. You got the largest hip hop label. You got the greatest R&B label ever, and then you got BET. But then when we do that, aren't we the same people that sit around and say we don't have nothing? So.
See, I'm gonna tell you why. See, the reason why you sell in a situation like this is because now that next network I'm gonna build, I got more revenue to build it with. See, we build this with sticks and stones. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
$1 million to throw away network and build it the way I saw at the time. You follow what I'm saying? See, this bubble gum and string and wire over here. You know, now shit, I can build some real shit. You know,
right. But usually, what they do is give you a non-compete clause.
That's why I said. That's why I said I'm not selling that. I'm not signing that unless you put me in to run the network. So then, what happens with that? Now I got control over running the network. So trust me, I saw that play.
For example, Disney purchased Star Wars. Star Wars is still creative within itself, but Disney owns it. But Star Wars still works. The big Illinois, she own you, man. She own you, bro.
You better capitalize. I don't know how they do it in college.
Yeah, but yeah, it's. I think it's one of those things where it's like, as long as I can still have the what is the word they
creative
use?
Control.
The creative control.
The deal
you
has
still
to be,
you may own. You may be a subsidiary, the partner company, but as long as I have the creative control, yeah, I can go wherever I want to with it. As long as I have the creative control,
right? Because they're about to like Pastor Don said, they're about to relaunch.
Yeah,
Fubu. Yeah. That was a serious question because everybody be always talking about I'll never sell, and then a bag. It's been enough to always sell, and then it goes to show how much the company is really worth.
Right.
And
well,
I think
matter of fact, real quick,
you can't sell it and be like it's yours and you permanently own it, and there's no other. You have no creative tie to it because that would mean then you're gone and all you got was the money and that's it.
For example, Bevel,
how you do it.
I use Bevel products. It's a black-owned company. Face wash. They got their own trimmer and things like that. They're a black-owned company with these products for obviously black men, and I think they're incorporating black women into the products. But Procter and Gamble,
Don said, cut the grass, so they need some black products. Grass cutting.
Hey, just like the white people needed us to trim the.
Gotta get that landing strip right on the posse.
Yeah, you can't be too shaky on the landing strip now. You gotta get the pearl in the middle. But anyway, Bevel. Bevel being a black-owned company for hygiene and things like that. Procter and Gamble saw like, man, this company's like blowing up. Procter and Gamble bought the company, but the man that is original, the creator of the Bevel product, he is still in control of the day-to-day process. Right. It's just one of those, and I see what he's saying. It's like, as long as I still have the creative control over this part, you don't just engulf my company and then come in and read. That's why I was saying if BET was an example of that, because of course people for the longest they were like, oh, BET's not the same, blah blah blah, whatever.
I mean, think about this, man. You go to South Dallas now, man, and go to Good Luck, and it's not owned by the same black folks it used to be owned by.
That Link
back
Basket
in the day, that Link Basket, sauce on the fries and extra toast, it ain't the same no more.
Come on,
see,
baby,
that's different. So my point is that you're supposed to learn from the mistakes of others, right? So I've seen the pitfalls and the shortcomings in selling a black-owned product, and I need to learn from those. That doesn't mean stop selling black-owned products. That just means sell them in a different way.
Exactly.
Just like back when artists first started getting signed, they didn't own their masters, they didn't own their you feel what I'm saying? They didn't get no royalties, all that other kind of stuff. But they stopped doing that now. Right?
Somebody let CJ know that Jerry Jones worth more than $12 billion already.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh man. Because even just the Cowboys merchandise, not the team.
Jerry,
that ain't gonna get it, CJ. That ain't gonna get it.
Oh,
that's the reason why.
That ain't gonna get it.
We go. Oh my God, the Cowboys merchandise.
See, his great grandkids gonna eat out the Cowboys right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, man. The merchandise. Now we ain't talking about the football team. The merchandise,
not the stadium.
Okay. How about this? You don't go buy legends. Matter of fact, he's selling concessions in the Rams stadium. He's making money out that. So not only am I getting money from my own stuff,
the legends work. Wow.
Yeah, yes. Jerry Jones. It's not even about football anymore.
And see, people are even missing the fact what other sports franchises separated their concession stands to a whole nother company. It's not even connected to the football team no more.
No, Jerry gonna laugh at you. It's not even. That's why I said it's not even about football anymore at that point.
I just happen to own it.
Right. It's
the
not even about
Cowboys were 4.5 or 5.3, whatever they are right now. The Cowboys is worth that.
Right.
But I'm talking about my other business entities.
Where's ping pong? Good look is owned by ping pongs now, right?
You know what she's talking about, man. That's an Asian community, unacceptable. Those are not the VS3 network statements.
They're owned by the.
That's what she's trying to say.
She means correction. They're owned by the Ching Chong Chings and not the ping pong.
Sign off, Ben. Mike's. Here you go. What I say.
Yeah, what I believe. That's what she meant.
The mic rating.
You know,
he's a late basket from Good Luck, bro. I'm eating that right now from Second Street.
Man, you gotta get it, but it ain't the same though, man.
It ain't the same.
25.
Yeah, I'm not saying it ain't good. I'm just saying it ain't the same. And then CJ wouldn't know that though. But see, CJ wouldn't know that. He wasn't around whenever they was selling them like that.
If he not getting it off of Ledbetter or South Lamar right there, he ain't gonna. Yeah,
CJ, ain't losing. Don't read that comment. Don't get that in your head, CJ.
CJ ain't losing because we finna establish this jab and we're gonna break him down systematically.
Man,
patience.
All right, Mike's 1 to 5. Everybody tuning in, put your rating in the chat as well. We're gonna go to Wilkes first.
I have to give it a 3. I guess. I think it's 3 mics.
Interesting.
I have to give it 3 mics. Even though it was underrated and kind of fizzled out and it fell to the wayside, it's still there as a significant. Obviously, with Harder They Fall, I don't know anything else that may have done it, but I have to give it a 3. I thought it was good.
Again, if you want the private chats, $5.99 subscribe. BS3 Sports at Outlook.com. Ivan and Byron at Outlook.com. If you want the raw shit, email us and we'll get you a subscription.
Cut, baby. Cut.
All right.
3 mics. Okay.
I'm going to give it 4.
My man.
I'm going to give it 4. I would have gave it 3. This morning, I would have gave it, before I watched it, I would have gave it a 2.5, 3, just because it was black. But I'm going to give it a 4. Oh, I'm going to give it a 3.8.
It's going to give it a 4.
3.8. Give it a 3.8. It wasn't quite 4, but it was 4-like. It was some lulls in the story.
No.
But
there's other reasons you give it a 4. Yeah,
because of the authenticity and things of that nature, I'm gonna give it close to a 4.
How we're represented in the cast, I'm just gonna go and just take right off of that. I'm with the 4, man, because again, it's more than just the cinematic quality. Talking about that, but in this review, we've talked about some subtleties, some of the what he's established without speaking a word, right? So again, the history, the cast, think about it. We think the harder they fall is all that, and we drew how many comparisons? 5, 6, 7 similarities,
at least,
right? So based on the technology they had in '93 and all that other kind of stuff, I'm a solid 4. And part of it is I understand it's sentimental to me, maybe, but in essence, I think it holds up. From 1993, again, a lot of people say, man, I liked it better now than I did then. How many movies could you watch and you say that about? I don't think a lot, to be perfectly honest with you.
And this movie came out around Malcolm X. Did Malcolm X come out in 92?
Yep.
So that's big to follow that a year later. I mean, it's pretty significant.
Big Illinois.
Now, IMDb 5.5 out of 10. And Rotten Tomatoes 33%. Google users 9%. So again, Google users is more of a complete representation and includes us. You follow what I'm saying? Which is why I'm gonna get that more merit. So I'm a solid 4 mics, not 3.8, not 3, solid 4. For a myriad of reasons.
Right.
You should giving it a 5. Because of Mario Van Peebles. I'm gonna say a 3.5.
Jesse Lee.
I think it was.
Now I hate Mario Van Peebles. I hate him now. And when I see him, I'm socking him in his eye.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that.
Is Mario Van? Is he doing anything? I don't know if he's directing. He's not doing anything.
He get beat up on site.
On site.
Said on site.
Malcolm 10.
I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, Malcolm X is what she's trying to say. She's trying to be funny.
But I give it a 3.5. I think,
that's why Keisha and A-Trap got that connection, because they see each other like that, So he communicated. See, part of it.
Man, changed my name back to K-Rap.
Mario Van Peebles just did he was the pastor in Salt and Pepper? I didn't watch that documentary or that movie, or whatever it was.
Salt and Pepper had a film.
They had a movie, yeah. I think it was on Hulu or something like that. It was like kind of like their story, like how they started and met up. It was kind of like a.
Oh, so they did. It was a half where they did part of it. They filmed it as a movie, and then the other half they did it as a documentary storytelling.
Yeah, because it was on Lifetime.
That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, that means you can leave the house at 10 o'clock in the morning to go get brunch and come back at 2, and the shit's still on. That's the kind of Lifetime movie you gonna see.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I ain't watching that.
Pretty much.
All right, what's coming up tomorrow on the End of the Bench?
Tomorrow on the bench, I'm gonna talk about disappointment in Joe Biden and his last little speech. I'm also gonna talk about gun control and some of the things that a lot of people are anti-gun control, but I'm gonna talk about some of the things that we did. I'm gonna talk about how Ted Cruz I apologize.
Yeah,
Rafael Cruz.
Thank you.
Talk about how Rafael Cruz is full of it. Like when he was the Attorney General of the state of Texas. I'm gonna talk about some stuff I got off Zox.com, ZOX.com, and how we keep overlooking things, and how this Roe. I've been harping on this for the last 3 shows. This Roe versus Wade thing is the key to unraveling a lot of things, because Roe versus Wade opens the door to the Griswold case of 1968, when they basically made contraceptives legal. At one point, it was illegal. You had to get permission from the government to wear condoms or get birth control pills. And these people are so demonic that they're not taking into consideration that some young ladies use the birth control pill to regulate their cycle. So
that's true. That's 100%
you're talking about
right.
putting people's lives in jeopardy, and these people playing games for nationalism. And I don't call it white supremacy. I call it white savagery. So I'm gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna get heavy on gun control, and I'm gonna give y'all some statistics about how this whole thing shakes out. And I'll give you a small preview of what I'm gonna say now. I might get shadow blocked after tomorrow, so I'm only gonna have people watching my show who subscribed at this point, because I think I'm not even gonna say it on your show because I don't want you to get shadow blocked. But yes, I got some stuff to
tune
say
into
about
the end of the bench podcast.
Yeah,
tomorrow
I might
with that hard hitting shit.
Yeah, giving you a nice intro what it's going to be about. So make sure to tune in. Into the Bench podcast, also built for this network. Queen 3 and King 3, Queen 3 and King tomorrow.
Oh, they are
Queen 3 and King tomorrow. There, and there. We're gonna figure out why motherfuckers can't talk. Is it a education situation? Is it a I didn't pay attention in school? Is it what is it? And it's the same reason you can't figure out there, and there. Is that the reason you don't know how to use then and then, or a and an, or past and past, or is and all? We finna figure it out tomorrow.
Ain't got no finna.
Finna figure it out.
Probably got Posse in their mouth.
Wow.
All right, coming up next week.
So yeah,
already decided what we're gonna do next week. The Cat Williams special that's out on Netflix. And CJ, come to the front of the class. You're welcome to come on the show.
Yeah, man. Special guest, baby.
We do need
this is a dry show.
15 minutes early.
This is a dry show.
15 minutes early. Nah, that's all right. He gonna be on at 15 minutes before showtime to get his marching orders. So we good.
Yes, you're welcome to come on next week. Cat Williams finally dropped another special WW3.
Yeah, I need to finish it. I need to fast start.
Put up to my main man, DJ Oatski. That's Cat Williams DJ, one of the homies from the hood.
Oh,
cool. Okay, what's up? That's what's up.
All right now.
Yeah, I saw Cat Williams in Dallas at the time it was the Verizon Theater in Grand Prairie, but they changed the sponsors from time to time, so I don't know what it's called now. But he puts on a fantastic show. So I'm looking forward to watching this latest special.
Cat Williams trades up.
And thank you, Charlotte. We apologize for hey, we just sorry. Let me just say that you deserve better, Charlotte. You really do.
All right, Charlotte.
We tried our best, though.
Oh, Pastor don't like Cat Williams.
I don't want to run.
She can handle it.
I don't think
one more thing to say before we log off.
I say a lot of crazy stuff. I don't want to run Charlotte out.
Yeah, she can handle it. She's a teacher, for God's sake.
Oh, so she used to the kids being in the classroom.
Yeah. I got one thing to say before we log off. Mario, when I see you, it's on, Jack.
give your sign out spiel, man.
I ain't playing.
On site,
Mario.
All right, we gonna review it next week. Good.
One second. Mario, what you tell somebody with two black eyes? Nothing, because you've been told twice.
Hey, Mario, we calling you out.
Yeah, calling you out, Mario.
Man.
All right, A-Trap.
Y'all already know. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and y'all know how we end every show by saluting Reggie O'Shea and Craig Smith by saying, "Dream your dreams and man up and woman up and live your dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor surround sound, and you already know if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Get God.
Peace. What you need to know."
Hit the theme, man.
Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Monday, June 6, 2022. Number 1. The January 6th House Committee has announced its first of a series of public hearings in its probe of the attack on the U.S. Capitol. The first hearing will be held Thursday, June 9th, during prime television watching hours. The session, scheduled to begin 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, is expected to focus on the former President Donald Trump's role in the evidence that took place at the U.S. Capitol January 6, 2021. The House Committee, chaired by Congressman Benny Thompson of Mississippi, along with one of 2 Republicans on the panel, Vice Chair Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming, was formed following the violent insurrection to investigate the facts, circumstances, and causes related to the domestic terrorist attack on the Capitol. The committee plans to hold 6 hearings throughout the month of June. Number 2, the state of California's Task Force on Reparations issued its interim report last week as it describes detailing harms of slavery and systemic discrimination on African Americans. It's called the most detailed report on the California government's anti-Black discrimination. California officials and task force members describe this first-in-the-nation effort by a state government to study slavery, its effects throughout American history, and the compounding harms that the United States and California governments have inflicted upon African Americans. A number of areas which the task force has suggested ways, but they are asking what areas are of the greatest concern: education, housing, criminal justice, and health. Number 3, the Special Olympics has dropped a coronavirus vaccine mandate for the Games in Orlando after Florida moved to fine the organization $27.5 million for violating a state law against such rules. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis announced the organization removed the requirement for its competition in the state, which is scheduled to run through June 12. The Florida Health Department notified the Special Olympics of the fine, saying the organization would be fined the millions of dollars for 5,500 violations of state law for requiring proof of coronavirus vaccine for attendees. Number 4, dramatic body cam footage caught the moment a suspected armed carjacker, who was falsely believed to be pregnant and unarmed, wielded a handgun moments before she was shot by Kansas City cops. A screenshot released in arrest documents show Leona Hale pointing a handgun as she looks behind her while trying to flee from Kansas City police. Hale, a convicted felon banned from having weapons, pointed a loaded handgun straight at 2 officers, both of whom then shot her a total of 3 times. Number 5, summertime, and the jobs for high school and college students are easy to get if they want them. While many employers are increasing hourly wages, many teams can take jobs that pay better than the usual summertime gigs. Economists report a big pay gap in the summer job market. There are fewer applicants for jobs that teenagers once took in order to make spending money for the summer and for those back-to-school items. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Respecting other people's time and space shows good character. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.